Let's get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. Now, what I have for you. Now, I'm not saying that this Bridget fantasy woman that Joe Rogan is talking to is a bad guest, but I will say she has trouble staying on topic. She's one of those people where Joe has something he wants to talk about, and she's like, well, let me interject with a story that's completely different than what you're talking about. So there's going to be a couple of cuts throughout this because I'm just going to try and trim that out for all of us, okay? Now, listen, Joe Rogan is kind of in the same thought process as me. I did a video on my other channel talking about the recordings that I've heard of Joe Biden and how something didn't sound right. But Joe and Jamie, they take it to a new step, a new level, and they figured out that that the likelihood that these recordings were AI is actually very high. And Joe actually tests this program by analyzing his own podcast and seeing if the AI analyzer, voice analyzer, is on point. So let's get into that. After that, I'm going to show you the phone calls that he's talking about with Kamala Harris. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of Joe Biden's national address. Nobody has this. I caught the unreleased version a little bit before they let it out to the public. I'm going to show you that after I show you all the other clips. Okay, guys? So just be patient with me. Let's start with the Joe Rogan clip, then we'll move on. Let's get into it. And Joe Rogan completely thinks that the Biden that we've seen recently is not Joe Biden. And I like his thinking. Let's get into it.
Find a video
I'm a mom now.
I know. Thanks, Mom. I want to show the video of Biden walking up the stairs of Air Force One. Walked a little too spryly for my
But
for my
can
money.
we talk about just how objectively insane this is right now?
That we're arguing whether or not the president is really alive?
But also, like, everything that's happened in the past, 10, 11 days?
Yeah.
And there's a large, we were all talking about this before we started recording. There's a large population of people who are acting like this is all just normal. Like, oh, what's the big deal? All the, like, people who are probably still wearing masks, they're all like, oh, what's the big deal? This is, I'm like, if this was Trump and he was like, if just reverse parties and this was happening with Republicans, it would be literally Hitler going on, the end of democracy. It's fucking banana town.
Zoom in this fake Biden real quick. Just kidding. Go full screen. Not him.
He has no idea where he is.
How are you feeling since you dropped out of the race, sir?
This is sad.
Can Harris beat Trump?
He's walking pretty good.
I don't know. This is sad.
Or that's a 40-year-old guy in a suit.
But
do you
Trump
think?
nearly got assassinated. Has there been...
Look at those hands. Those are young hands.
He
Need
dropped
stabilized
out of the
footage.
race with a notes apology. Like,
I want to analyze this like the Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot footage.
See his gait compared to other.
Yeah, I want to see his gait. I want to study his gait with fucking AI software. Hey, ChatGPT, tell me if this is the real Joe Biden based on how he walks.
I did see someone put. It also could be fake. They put the audio of the phone call in to
Yes.
like 11 Labs, and it said it was like 98% chance it wasn't real.
Yes. Yeah, I
I don't
sent
know
that
if
to.
that was real,
Did I
yeah.
send
To
it to
me.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me send that to you too, Jamie. Because
but when I texted you about Trump, it was like, I was like, is this the first? It's f***ed up that we even live in a time where all of our first reaction, which rightfully is this real? Like, when I heard about Trump, I was like, is this AI?
Yeah, everything seems fake. People were thinking that. I mean, didn't that one lady tweet that she thought that Trump only got shot in the head so he doesn't go to jail?
Wait, oh, so it
you
was
know that?
him?
She
Who?
was trying to. I'll tell you right in a second after I sent that thing to Jamie.
This is, I
This-
mean,
the world's gone bananas.
I get kind of turned on by all the chaos because I come from it. Like, I do. I'm like, please stop. I'm going to start to Twitter. It's too much. It's just too hot.
It's so crazy.
It's-
It's just like every day it's crazier. Okay, who it is? Gail Helt. She said, so it says, Donald, this is like Aaron Rupert said, Nancy Mace apparently said this, I guess it was on one of those news channels. Donald Trump literally took a bullet for our country. And this lady posts, no, he didn't. He was hit with a bullet because he's desperate to stay out of prison. Now, supposedly these are deleted tweets. So this might be bullshit. So we have to find out that, because the Russians are always trying to keep us at each other's throats,
Yeah,
ladies and
they're
gentlemen.
good.
And then there's the 4chan trolls, and so that might not even be a real tweet.
Yeah.
So let's find out if that's a real tweet.
It
Because
might
otherwise,
not.
I'm going to make you cut that out so we don't get sued.
I'm not sure how to find out if it's real.
Who is Gail Haight, first of all? Helt. Gail Helt. Helt.
Why would you get sued? By who?
Oh, people sue you if you read a fake tweet.
With their name on
Who is
it?
that lady?
Twitter account? Which Twitter account should I look up?
The Twitter account. Hold on, sorry.
This is amazing.
I know. Hilarious.
No.
Doesn't come up as Held
It's
Gale?
GHELT.
Oh, that's the account.
But it feels like the Trump thing's already out of the news cycle.
Oh, yeah. What's the big deal? You just got shot in the head. Yeah.
No press conference? Nothing.
Did she get rid of her account? That's the lady. Yeah. So that's the claim.
CIA analyst.
CIA analyst.
Honeypot. Don't click on it.
His
What?
account does exist. So she killed her account after this.
This is weird.
Yeah.
And do you know that Biden, when he announced that he was not going to seek re-election, it was National Ice Cream Day?
All people morons because you literally said that. He was hit with a bullet because he's desperate to stay out of prison. Like, that can be interpreted in a lot of ways.
This is end of
So
days.
here's the thing about the AI voice thing. So play this.
I know yesterday's news was surprising and it's hard for you to hear, but it was the right thing to do. I know it's hard because you poured your heart and soul into me.
Okay, now listen.
Let's just go on old 11 Labs and see if that's really all they probably used for this. So, upload.
I love it.
Nerds cannot be stopped. Very likely. Probability
Yeah,
98%.
looks like, they didn't even really try.
But he's
98%.
He's going to speak tomorrow, soon,
That
allegedly.
guy in the fucking makeup is going to speak. That 40-year-old guy with them 40-year-old hands. That guy had young man hands. He
You
didn't
think
have
he's
dead
dead?
man hands. Oh, I don't know. But here's the thing. If you have a letter like that, okay, and this is how he resigns or says he's not going to run again with a letter. The letter does not have a presidential seal on it, and the letter has a digital signature on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was, right? Okay, maybe. But before that, before
Maybe
he got
just said-
COVID, didn't he say that he wasn't going to quit? He did,
Yeah.
right? So
they killed him.
well, there's been a lot of weird stuff. We haven't seen him since then, right? Then he gets COVID, and then all of a sudden he says he can't. And they also said that they gave him 10 doses of Paxlovid. Is that true? Google that. Because I read that. I'm like, that might be some Russian troll shit, because they might be saying, like, they're waiting for doctors to go, that would kill him. Why do you give him 10 doses? That's f***ing insane.
They're like, well,
This
we
guy's-
couldn't kill Trump,
the
so
guy that
now we
made the
got to
tweet
kill
said that
Biden.
he might have been exposing a glitch where every few times that app says that when anything was created by it.
Oh, well, here's one way to find out. Why don't we take a segment of us talking right now, upload it, and see if it thinks that we're AI. Can we do
I
that?
can't do that
How come?
because we're recording it right now, and I'd have to stop recording it.
Can we stop recording for just 5 seconds and then do that?
That would take no.
No? Can I record something on your phone and then maybe you upload it to that? I'm just curious.
I could get
Imagine-
I could get an older podcast and do it.
Oh, yeah, do that. Yeah, put a little chunk up there. Let's see what's up. Wouldn't that? How funny would that be?
If it's
How
like
funny would it be?
98%
People would be
fake.
like, then here's the new conspiracy. Joe Rogan is AI. The government created him. That's the whole reason why that show became popular. There is no fucking way they would allow that show to say the crazy shit they did. It's all ops. It's all undercover, deep ops.
Everything's an op.
Controlled opposition.
That was what they all said about me when I came on the scene. When I started writing and talking, they were like, she's a deep state plant sent to undermine conservatism.
Are you? No. Here's the thing. If you were on the outside looking in, you probably would think that that's the case. But if you want to pay attention to the way this whole administration's going, pay attention to St. Peter, whatever the her name is, the White House press secretary, accidentally tweeting Trump's post from her account, wrong account. Remember that? Remember when she did that?
Yeah.
This is incompetence. And if you look at
Yeah.
the crew of people that's responsible for the press in the White House, they're all like young kids.
Yeah.
They're all young kids, first job, and she's their boss. Okay. And then you look at that guy that was the fucking Sam Brinton that was stealing women's clothes, and he was in charge of nuclear energy. Everywhere you look, Pete Buttigieg, all these people, it's incompetence.
Oh, I know.
It's massive incompetence glued together. I don't
The
think
Secret
there's
Service.
I don't think there's a grand plan. I think
This
there's
is what my husband always
a
says.
bunch of really incompetent people scheming and banging heads and not knowing what to do and arguing with each other
And
there's
afraid to lose their jobs.
chaos and a dude who's 40 years old in a Biden suit, and that's
And also the deep state conspiring behind all of it to make it look like it's just these incompetent dummies.
They think that everybody's somehow or another like some sort of a plan.
But this
I
was
wish
like a
I could tell
Secret
you where you
Service
would
stuff.
understand me and believe me. I think most of the things that you think are like deep state are not. I think this whole thing is way more chaotic than we give it credit for. It's not as easy as like they're manipulating us, they're controlling us. Yeah, they're trying for sure, but it's not working anymore, and that's part of the problem.
Right.
It's not like before in the past, no one had internet search access to how much money Nancy Pelosi was making.
Yeah, you'd be like, all right.
They just did it. They were doing it forever. They just did it that way. And no one knew, right? Except the people that also did it. Because they were doing it too. Which is why they never call each other out.
Right.
They're all a bunch of criminals. So now that we all know that, like this is all, everything's been exposed to the point where they want to keep justifying the way they're doing things. They got to be very clever about it. So I can't wait to find out the results, whether or not I'm AI.
You are AI.
Imagine if the world is a simulation, I might be AI. Okay, look. They ran the sample. Very unlikely. So it was right. Probability of 2.0%. It's very unlikely this audio was generated with 11 labs where the audio was manipulated.
Try it a few times and see if it keeps doing it. Or
Try it a few times, but now we also need to do an AI generated
But hold on
one.
a second. That makes sense. Like that means it's accurate.
Well, so what I was saying,
the other thing though sounded like AI to me. It sounded like there's a weird. If you could play it again. Well, no, there's a weird fake expression. There's a smell. Like when you hear it, there's a smell. Like there's a bunch saying they failed to kill Trump, so now they're going to kill Biden because they can't have him run against Trump because he can't beat Trump. But if Trump got shot, Biden would win in a landslide.
I was playing something that I think it was you who sent me about. It was Alex, I think, and my husband.
Man, let's go. Again, I apologize for this guest. There's nothing.
Continues to do so much for our country. Mr. President, thank you for calling in today. Over to you.
Julie, if I didn't have COVID, I'd be sitting there with you, standing there with you. I'm so proud of what you've all done. And but this COVID keep me out of people's hair for the next 3 or 4 days. But I'm going to be on the road, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to. It's
Just right off the bat, he didn't pause for the applause. Could you imagine you're on the phone and then you hear a huge crowd of people start screaming? Wouldn't you think to be like, whoa, what was that? Or stop, anything? He just kept on going without a stutter. Very, very weird. Keep going.
Kept me away a little bit, but, you know, I want people to remember that what we have done has been incredible, and we get so much more we're going to get done. And so I want to say hello to Kamala. If she can hear me, I know she's going to be speaking shortly. And I want to say to the team, embrace her. She's the best. I want to call today to thank everybody in this effort. I know yesterday's news was surprising, and it's hard for you to hear, but it was the right thing to do. I know it's hard because you poured your heart and soul into me to help us win this thing, help me get this nomination, help me win the nomination, and then go on to win the presidency. But you know, you're an amazing team. But we've got a great. I think we made the right decision. I know how hard you've worked, how many sacrifices you've made, and so many of you uprooted your lives for me, and the kind of commitment few people make for anything these days, but you made it. And I've been honored and humbled. I mean this is from the bottom of my heart. My word is a Biden, that for all you've done for me and my family. And we built the best campaign in organization in history. I've been doing this, I always kid and say, I know I'm only 40, but I've been around a long time. I don't know of a better campaign organization, grassroots campaign. You know, we have over 230 offices opened. We have over 2,000 paid staff. And we have literally several thousand volunteers on a regular basis, thousands of them. And they've been relentless and tireless in reaching out and contacting voters. The leadership of this campaign has been amazing. Jen O'Malley Dillon, Julie Quinn, Michael Tyler, Rob Flaherty, Rufus on raising money, and so many more. You built this team, you brought them together, you brought us together, you've inspired them, and you've done what leaders do. Now we got to, you know, the name has changed at the top of the ticket, but the mission hasn't changed at all. And by the way, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be out there in the campaign with her, with Kamala. I'm going to be working like hell, both as a sitting president, getting legislation passed, as well as in campaigning. You know, what we still need to save this democracy. And Trump is still a danger to the community. He's a danger to the nation.
You see what I mean, though? It's weird that he got sick and is still sick, but speaks better than when he was, quote unquote, healthy. You know? I find that very, very weird. I think there was a part near the end that really got me too. Let me see if I can find that part. Let's listen.
Out how we can get the Gaza war to end and Middle East peace and get all those hostages home. I think we're on the verge of being able to do that. And we got to keep our alliances together. It's critically important. It took a while for me to build these alliances. Most of these my colleagues have acknowledged that, but it's critically important for our safety and security. And I know I'll be doing whatever Kamala wants me or needs me to do in addition. So let me be real clear. We're still fighting in this fight together. I'm not going anywhere. And I want you to know you've always had my back, and I promise you, I will always have your back. And I'm anxious for you all to hear from needs me to do in addition. So let me be real clear. We're still fighting in this fight together. I'm not going anywhere. And I want you to know you've always had my back, and I promise you, I will always have your back. We're still fighting in this fight together. I'm not going anywhere. And I want critically important for
if you notice in that sentence, like he stops, but there's no real pause. It's like he just keeps going. And you would think someone who's sick with a respiratory illness would have to at least stop and something. He has to do that all the time when he's speaking in front of the entire world. And now all of a sudden he's on the phone and he's just breezing through it.
For our safety and security. And I know I'll be doing whatever Kamala wants.
Find it just very, very odd. The whole thing, this is exactly what that gentleman in the clip, the Joe Rogan clip, this is what they analyzed. And then one thing that really threw me off is when I heard this clip. Listen to what Kamala says as she's talking with Joe.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call. Our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call. Our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill.
Honestly, if anybody was going to mess up and actually say out loud that this was a recording, it would be Kamala Harris. There is no doubt in my mind. If there's anyone who's going to mess up that badly when the whole election is at stake, when everything's at stake, it's Kamala. She's 100% the one. And if you couldn't hear, she was just saying, it almost sounds like she's about to say, I know you're still on the call. It sounded like she was about to say recording. This is what threw everybody off. But I and Joe had our faith misplaced. And now I'm going to show you the unreleased clip. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew this, but they kind of record these things in advance. I got a little snippet of Biden addressing everyone in the world. Everybody's supposed to see it tonight, but I got a little bit of it early for you guys right here. I just want you guys to listen to this really quick. Okay, this is Joe Biden speaking to the nation.
My fellow Americans, I want to take a moment to address some of the hateful you've been talking about me. Many of you have said I am suffering from brain worms, or that I have applesauce for brains. Well, I won't mince words, so here it is. You. You're all a bunch of faggots. End of quote. Repeat the line. So enjoy President Cackles or President Booty Juice. I really don't give two anymore. Biden out. My fellow Americans.
There you have it. There you have it. I didn't realize he was going to be so vulgar. I did not realize he was going to be so vulgar. You know it's him because he brought up Booty Juice and, President Cackles. I mean, you know what I mean? Is that fake? You're going to tell me that's fake. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to tell me you're a conspiracy theorist? You're going to say this was fake? Come on, guys. I do hard-nosed journalism on this channel, okay? We do hard-nosed journalism, okay? Of course. Just to be clear, it's not real. But look how far this type of technology has gotten, speaking to what we're speaking about throughout this whole thing. Look how far this technology's gotten. They took an old speech and they made him say things that he completely didn't say. And for somebody, listen, for us who's watching this, that was a good laugh and everything. But for an older person, go and show this. If you have a parent around that's like 60 or 70, go show this to them. They'll be like, did he really say that? Did he really say that? They won't know the difference. I'm telling you, this stuff's getting better and better and better. And pretty soon, it's going to be able to trick us. And then pretty soon, it's going to be able to trick people even younger than us. That's the path that we're on right now. Look, you even watch it without the audio. Look. The lips are moving a little fast, but it's like the lips are moving. It looks like he's talking. Like if someone just kind of breezed by this, you were scrolling through, you'd be like, oh, it was just Biden talking. You know? It's very, very interesting stuff. So that's the word on the streets, that people are really questioning whether or not this is really Biden on the call. And that's what I was questioning. I did a whole video about it on the other channel. And then Joe actually finds the guy analyzing it. It was more than likely AI. I 100% believe that. You know what? I'll go with the same percentage of the AI. I 98% believe that because it just didn't sound like him. It doesn't make sense that when he is sick, he walks better and he talks better. That doesn't make any sense. You'd think he'd be in really bad shape, but then all of a sudden he's just like, hey, what's going on? Has his glasses on. He's like, hey, what's going on? I'm going to head upstairs. He's doing the cha-cha up the stairs. Like, hey, what's going on here? That Jim Carrey in that suit? You know about that theory? Oh, gosh, I'm not taking you down that rabbit hole. I'm not taking you down that rabbit hole. It's a dark, twisted rabbit hole. It gets so tight, it's scary. You don't want to get stuck in there. Believe me. Anyways, guys, just wanted to show you that clip. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Other than that, I'm out.